Back for the next part of our show tonight, and I think we're gonna get our hands dirty a little bit. So, Jimmy, what's going on?
Yeah, so you guys are on the outskirts of this system, the Oneus system, and you're sort of plotting your course, and Adair had been standing next to you and collapsed, and some of the electronics started to go off, and in fact, you hear Rosebud come over the intercom and says, "Caution, unidentified psychic event. Caution, caution." And there's some flickering of the lights, and the power seems to surge in the bridge. It goes down and comes back up, and Adair's not there. And then there's a warning klaxon. What do you guys do?
Adair's not there. I'm like, Rosebud, any other anomalies around? Adair, can you find a signal anywhere? And then, yeah.
Scanning. Adair is on the ship. Warning. Communications infrastructure damaged. Damage detected in Sector 1.
Okay. Guide me to Sector 1, and I think...
Yeah. There's a light that points, like, above you, like, right in the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
In the paneling, and yeah, there's like sirens going off, and warning, like it's all this shit going on.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, she comes back and says, "Life signature Adair present and accounted for on ship."
Where?
Okay, but...
I feel like she's being literal. He's standing on top of the ship.
Oh, not.
Yeah, where was the damage? Sector 1? So I'm heading to Sector 1. What's there, Jimmy?
Yeah, you pull out, you access a maintenance panel that pulls out a ladder, and you climb up and you go to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And take down a panel. And when you open the panel, there's Adair, and he's in the wiring and circuitry for this section of the bridge. He's just sitting there tangled, and is had been yelling, which you couldn't hear over the alarm klaxons, and he's there, and he's screaming, and it seems like he's sort of positioned. There's several power conduits that have been interrupted and now pierce his hands.
Oh, so he phased into it.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like there was some sort of teleport that happened.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly knock him out with whatever sedative I have. just not even. All he hears is "You're going to be fine," and then just shh, and he just.
Yeah. So Carmela comes. You're prepping this, and Adair's yelling, and seems that he's not being electrocuted to death, but that he's being he's part of the current right now for this power system, and it's coursing through him. And Carmela comes running in and says, "We've been hit. What happened?" And yeah,
I just looked at Rosebud. Rosebud, turn off power in the sector.
Powering down, and you sedate him, and at that moment the communications grid goes dark.
Yeah.
As well as and it looks like the power goes down there for him too, and Adair just sort of falls limp.
Yeah.
And he has some sort of powered line, not main power, but running through his hand that comes out near his elbow, and he's tangled in everything and is unconscious now because you've just pricked him with a sedative.
Yeah, he's unconscious. What's the easiest and most effective way Atlas would know how to get him out? Oh, this is easy. So Atlas just he's knocked out well and good, right? This is a hardcore sedative. He's not gonna be waking up anytime soon.
No. I think I didn't make you roll for it, but I assume you mix your concoctions well and whatnot.
Yeah. So basically, what Atlas does is he uses effort to create telekinetic like a mini suture of a telekinetic blade, and he just cuts away all the pieces that are attached to things while he's has the tourniquet on in any of the limbs that he's attached to, and then he just uses another effort to heal him.
Cool. So yeah, I think you telekinetically cut him out. So you cut the wires, and you hand him down, and someone there Selfie, are you there like receiving
Yeah.
him? Yeah. So you hand down Adair, and I guess
Well, would it be easier for me to cut him? Because if he's out and I don't, harm the ship is probably harder for Atlas. Atlas would think the ship is harder for him to fix than Adair, because Adair he has the ability to fix, but the ship he doesn't. So
I could fix the ship pretty well.
okay, all right.
I mean he's getting electrocuted and like shunted into the lines of the like ship itself. So I don't think like figuring out how to make an incision from hand to elbow, like I think it would make more sense. You have to cut out a little piece here and
But
go
what
to
if-
the
what-
med bay with him.
What if I locked his arm off though?
You could do that. You could do anything, man.
Because I have
Let's
the
not
ability
turn him
to
into a
heal that.
supervillain yet. All right.
I mean, he won't be
As
a
long as the
super-
mind is intact. It's
I have
fine.
major organ restoration. An arm is an organ, right? Like, I could regrow it.
Takes
Nah,
time
it's-
though, doesn't it?
It's no, it's fine. Yeah, I'll just cut the wires, cut him out, pull him down, and then I'll use another effort to heal him.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to like I'd say take him to the med bay and go do your healing out there.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fine.
So yeah, Adair had been screaming, and he sort of you stick him, and what do you tell him before he falls unconscious? As he's looking at you with fearful eyes.
I'm just saying it's going to be all right. And then like as he's like dosing out, but he's not completely out of it, he probably hears interesting, and just like cutting him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Max? Anyone else want to react? So Adair's being pulled out of the ceiling compartment. What are the rest of you doing? Like he's being hoisted out and about to be carried to the med bay.
I think Varlo is probably narrating notes to himself about. Interesting. It seems that he phased through solid matter, but the process was interrupted and has integrated himself into the ship. Useful if I plan on turning him into the AI. Perhaps I could transition his physical form somewhere into the ship itself to ease the transition. I might have to fix the ship.
Max, do you have anything? No, he's not listening. Max, you got anything? Because Adair's being hauled off.
I let the professionals deal with this.
Yeah. What's it like? I mean, okay, so he's off. Atlas flutters his wings away and flies him down the hallway to like go to give medical treatment. And Carmela, who'd come back in, was like, "The fuck was that?"
That is the consequences. These assholes not caring about a life.
Significantly improving the quality of his life should he
Fuck
survive.
you!
I'll get back to fixing the ship.
Maximus is not super happy about this, but there's nothing you can do. You just
This looks like it, took out whatever happened took out a piece of our. She's looking up. A piece of
Communications
our.
panel.
Yeah, the main communications. I mean, we're a bit hindered. I don't think the ship sensors are interrupted, but comms are down for the time being.
and you fix it.
And then Carmela pulls you aside, shakes her head, at the rest of you is like, oh, okay, fix it, I guess. Get the shit
What else
moving. I need to sleep, but is pulls Selfie out of the room. What the fuck, Selfie? No, what the F, man? What? There's a small child who vapped into existence from the floor into the ceiling, and you're just like, yep.
Look,
I mean-
it's psionics. It's not my area of expertise. You know me.
It's not mine either. It's why it's freaking me out.
Well?
And I don't get freaked out easily anymore. All right, the kid is sick. Either deranged or he's. This isn't good, right?
Look, we talked about it with Atlas. We're gonna get him some help.
Yeah, when?
I think-
I'm looking down the barrel of she points to a display. We got 2 days to get over
Yeah?
to there. A day to get through this asteroid field, and another day. And this kid, what's gonna happen tomorrow, or in the next hour, or in a week from now?
Pray he doesn't materialize in front of the navigation circuits.
Or materialize outside the ship. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, but we can't do anything about that right now. And look, I don't want him to die.
Maybe you should wear a vac suit all the time. Although
He might just go
vap
through the
out of
vac
his
suit.
vac suit.
Well, he brought his clothes with him.
Wow.
That's a great question. I should ask Atlas about that. Look, it's out of our expertise.
What do we... Yes, but... Keep the crew whole. Keep them directed. Is the kid in the crew or not?
Yes, but if we could do anything, we're on the way here or at there. It's all right. It's been a couple weeks. The plan was on the way there or there we're going to get him help.
Maybe it's a famous research
I'm
institute,
asking
I guess.
to be reminded from Atlas's plan.
They were not on the list.
I thought
Doesn't
they were.
mean
They weren't?
no. Briggs University was not one of the named ones. That doesn't mean it's hopeless. It just doesn't mean that she identified it. And I don't think you would find like a renowned psychics academy there because she would have identified it.
Okay, so go back into the scene. Look, we're not gonna like drop them off here to get help, but they probably have some kind of, the medicine, right? The medicine is what we need, something to keep it at bay for a time when we can get him 100% help that we can get him. And I know Atlas is doing what he can. I trust Atlas. I don't know if I trust Varlo.
I don't trust Varlo. He's entertaining, but he scares the shit out of me.
For science-based
maybe maybe you should find a way to like put him in stasis or something. I don't know what that would be, but like you gotta stabilize him until we're not.
I'll ask Atlas.
I'm on board, but we're going about business as usual, and that wasn't business as usual. I don't expect my comms infrastructure to go out after finishing a jump before we know what we're going into, or that anybody can hail us.
Noted. I'll bring it up with Atlas because I think he's the closest one that could do something about this.
Okay, thank you.
Come have a drink with me. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, Max, you poke your head around like I heard that, and I agree.
You want a cigarette?
I'll take one. You're gonna come to my bedroom just to stand there on the other side of the room, but you're gonna come in there and you're gonna tell me what the plan is while I fall asleep because I haven't slept in 36 hours. Okay?
Why aren't you going to sleep, Carmela?
Okay. Because I was taking the ship through fucking spike space, man. Someone's got to see it through.
Carmela, I appreciate you.
You need to sleep more. Look,
Thank you.
Varlo can watch the screen and wake you up if something goes wrong. As long as you press the button first of all, that's all that matters.
What happened the last time someone else piloted
That's what I'm
this
saying.
ship?
You pilot the ship and you put it on autopilot.
Rosebud is
I
quite
can
capable of setting an alert for you and can maintain the ship's course and heading while you rest. It's just it requires
Throws
notification.
up her arms and it's like, I just got you guys here safely, and I cut the course. It was 6 days for like
Maximus
number-
like
yeah, and she like
Hold-
stomps off to her room basically.
Maximus pulls off the tip of like a permanent marker and he writes Carmela on like the face of a whiskey bottle and he goes to her room.
Yeah, yeah. You'll find her in there. Do you want to role play anything in there? But
No.
share with it. Yeah,
I
cool.
don't know what the fucking plan is regarding the kid. Atlas doesn't even know what the plan is regarding the kid, but I know what the plan is regarding this job.
Yeah,
Get
I'm
it
gonna
and
go
get
talk
out.
to Atlas. Be like, hey, can we stifle his outbursts while we get the medicine? Like,
Yeah,
I wanted to put him in a coma, but
put
he
him
was
into
like,
a
"We can't
coma."
put Nobody
Yes.
wants to put the kid in a coma now.
So you
we wanna
wanna-
put the kid in a coma.
Oh, now we're worried about his well-being, huh?
I wasn't worried about his well-being. I was worried about our well-being.
Put him in a coma.
That was my idea.
So, Selfie, you're about to come ranting around the corner, like sort of just like doing this, but before then, Atlas, you have Adair resting comfortably. You've removed the like shielded wire, sutured him nicely. It's a lot easier. You could actually see if you had just tried to cut him, it would have been probably a bad idea for his arm health And yeah, you can regrow an arm or do a massive heal, but like that puts system strain, and who knows what that does, right? With somebody who's going through what he is, you know what I mean? So like, probably the best option to take him out, and do the surgery traditionally or whatever. But yeah, you pull it out, you heal him up. Actually, he doesn't even have really a scar, but just has kind of a line with marks on them that will fade to nothing because of biopsionics. And yeah, you're looking over him. Do you need a moment with Adair unconscious before Selfie comes around the corner?
I think it's just like him spamming emails to the agent.
Agent 143.
Yeah, it's
Spelled, by the way, guys. It's ONEFO. It's DAT. Yeah, it's Agent 143.
143. Yeah, he's sending an email saying like the sickness is getting worse. He's teleporting into the ship. Found him in cable wires. Need update stat, and yeah, I think like that's what he sends because he doesn't know what else to do for. Like,
Yeah, you've got a notification.
Yeah.
You queue things up in your outbox, and you see it's not getting sent because your comms system is down. But
Yeah.
those emails will send soon.
He
whenever
just
Varlo
sighs
finishes.
because it says sending, and it's just like
Yeah.
the wheel, right? And he's just like,
Yeah, it's totally that. It's like
Yeah.
it's outbox rather than sent, and you're like, why hasn't it gone to send? Why hasn't it gone to send?
Yeah.
Cool, but at that moment, Selfie, you come around the corner, and
yeah.
you're I think a little agitated.
Yeah.
Do you have your Ushanka
Every
hat
time in the
on?
ship, I have my Ushanka hat on. That's
There's
just
an angry
default.
Russian coming around the corner.
In Soviet Russia, psionics are you.
Atlas, is there
Um,
anything we can stifle the psionic effects?
Atlas sort of like looks over his body. Well, I don't know what the effects of a coma will have on him, or if that'll even stop the psionic effects. This is not an inherent sickness as much as it is his body reacting to his own psionic
Right.
potential. And he's
I
sort of
and
shrugs.
I figure a coma maybe not do it, but could you be close to him and like cocoon him with some kind of anti-psionic shield? I don't know how this stuff works, man. I don't even know how you work.
He sort of like he blinks, like his big bug eyes just like a film goes over them, and he just looks at you and he's like, I can think like Jimmy, give me some things that I could potentially do because I have rolled on this before.
Give him a lobotomy for
So,
science.
You could kill him. It's true. You just kill him.
Um,
Okay, so I mean, I guess I don't really know, so I would accept your ideas.
okay.
You know that here's what you know.
Mhm.
Adair apparently has MES. He
Yeah.
mentioned an aunt, so it's clearly family history. You know that MES wouldn't show up in someone as young as he. You guys did a procedure that seemed to activate it. There probably are unexpected consequences of that in the sense that MES would progress differently if on a natural course. You know what I mean? Things are a little unpredictable because his body and his mind can't really handle what would have been changes that the body would have tried to adapt to. Like some psionics users can sort of the 5% can sort of make it through the process without any training or anything, just sort of find a way to like not die and not be crazy completely. You know that like I think I mentioned last session, his timeline is short, and after that timeline, whatever that is, things will just get worse quickly. So
Okay, so
if you
could
want
I-
to, if you want to like take an action or not take an action, but like if you want to propose something to do, I will
So
tell
could-
you. I
so
could
can
tell
I-
you.
can I possibly use my effort in a common, like, to put it in a mechanic sense? Could I potentially use my mastery of, like, meta psionics and um my biopsionics to potentially like commit effort for a day so that I can put like a pseudo telekinetic shield around him to stop his own powers from resurfacing? Like,
So you want to like put him into stasis
not
mentally.
nec-
Do you?
not necessarily put him in stasis, but just like shield him from his own
So you want to
abilities.
shield him. How far advances your meta psionics?
My metapsionics is 1, my biopsionics is 2, and my telekinesis, if I were to put like a shield on him, is 1. So
You
I don't
don't
know.
have suspended manifestation.
no, I don't. That's why I'm
That-
asking if I could use
That
like,
would
a
that would
tandem
help
of-
you. So
Yeah.
So two for that, and that's just healing. What do you have ability wise for biopsionics? You've got-
I have psychic suture, organ purification protocol, and major organ restoration.
Psychic suture.
That's the main. That's regular.
Oh, that's site. Yeah, I got you.
I don't know if
so-
this would change your plans so far, Patch, but probably at some point Varlo would have spoken to you about. We implanted this data into his mind, and the exposure to that data is what triggered an early release of his MES.
hmm
The data is still in his mind. If we remove that exposure, maybe it will slow down the process.
I mean, maybe.
It's interesting idea. Do you have any psychic abilities for meta psionics?
Psychic abilities for metapsionics. I have.
Yeah. Do you have any of the? Do you have cloak?
I have psychic refinement and synthetic adaptation, so I can talk to machines and just that's it. That's all. That's what I took.
Cool. So, no. As far as you know, in terms of your abilities, you know you kind of see the sketch of it. You know that you could probably fashion something that maybe would have the effect you want, but you don't understand the underpinnings of the theory. So you would put yourself at risk for harm, serious harm. You're essentially asking of your abilities on intuition rather than training. I'm not saying you couldn't do it. You could do something where you put him into a mental stasis. That is, if you commit effort daily, you could maintain it if you achieve it. But also you don't necessarily know how to do it. In other words, I'm giving you the path to make that role. It's going to be difficult, and it's going to be something that if you fail or don't even succeed well enough, it could cost you in important ways.
What if we do something similar from a non-powered standpoint? Like, you can help Varlo monitor his mental activity, his brainwaves, and whenever it looks like something spikes, like he might be about to trigger his activation of abilities, we can have something rigged to him, like he wears like some kind of crown or something that will sedate him just enough that he can't focus enough to use his power.
It's like a mini lobotomy.
It's not. It's like a self-medicating device that sees whenever his mental like waves start to spike, it starts to calm him and not like knock him out, but just make it really difficult for his body to like exert any energy.
So the problem with that is Atlas is well trained. In fact, he is innately psionic, and it still would be a crapshoot for him in terms of whether it would harm him. You could probably game up some system with Rosebud's help that she wouldn't be able to assess a good like success rate on. It would be even more Varlo's got the best chances, or no, excuse me, Atlas has got the best chance. Basically, is what I'm saying. You could do that. Yeah, your program roll's good. The difficulty roll, because you're dealing with things you don't even understand, or can only comprehend up to like a layman's level. So between the two of you, maybe something like that. Maybe you could put that down as something you want to research. But you're like, yeah, you could investigate Varlo in terms of your research of. Sorry, the dog's dreaming.
Jimmy, here's a thought. Those two ball bearings that we have, that we know calm emotions, how do those work? Because it's part of the thing that he's researching. And if we figure out if those can calm psionic abilities, or just keep him in a sedated, calming wavelength, that might be all we need. And that's something that I want to explore.
That's an interesting idea. They're in analysis now, aren't they? I think they are.
Yeah, they were.
I don't remember where they were, but yeah, totally. I think if you wanted to use those, you totally could do that. Aided. It can definitely aid you. Seems, I mean, right? Like pre-tech gear is like largely psionically like attuned, and it's a good idea. What do you want to say to Varlo?
That's exactly what I'll say to Varlo. What about those the ball bearings? They seem to have a calming effect on the agent. They could potentially calm his mind into a semi-sedative state, stop these outbursts from happening, and Atlas sort of like looks at you inquisitively.
Your grasp on these abilities is much stronger than my own, but in theory, if he could channel his power outwards into something that would help him focus it and keep it calm and internalized, then in theory he shouldn't lash out violently. I don't understand the sickness that well. I don't understand if it is his body outlashing because it doesn't know where to direct this power, or if it is simply just a byproduct of the power being generated within his body. But having something to focus it in definitely would make this easier for us. I wonder if perhaps then the ring would also be beneficial to him, since he is not truly in control of his power. Maybe it might also just amplify it, in which case we'll be fucked. But it might also access some level of control for him where he wouldn't otherwise know how to do without proper training. I don't understand these. For God's sakes, I'm not a doctor.
All right, let's just chimes in. I'm a doctor. Yeah, I think that's what we do, Jimmy. We get the ball. We experiment with the ball bearings and see if those will have a calming effect.
So he's sedated right now and seems stable. Let's pop over, once I pull up the rule set, let's pop over to Varlo, you leave and get a ping notice on your data pad from Rosebud that analysis is complete on the items you put in. So you learn about we were asking about the composition primarily, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I wrote it down somewhere. Damn it. Okay, so the child's toy. Yeah, your readout, and Rosebud sort of narrates it, and she says, "An interesting matrix. This is something that I have no record of, but wherein the matrix itself is composed of incorporeal or even unlikely materials. It is a quantum matrix. It has effects outside of the likelihood of the given state that you are in right now. Employing it instigates a quantum paradox whereby certain materials that were unlikely are now likely. This is what I know of these materials. They're quantumly attuned and still potent and active. Whatever is controlling them or has guided them is intact. The prosthetic link, your initial identification of it has proven useful. It is composed of fairly generic composite materials, and there's sort of a readout of like the element signatures or whatever. And it's like, it is attunable, at least according to these elements, and certain like radioactive isotopes sort of pop out. They're like, these are common materials used in pre-screen mandate technology for interacting, engaging, and interfacing with psychic hardware. It would seem to make sense what you've identified so far. And then for the wristwatch, it says there are complex neurochemical interlinks here and here. Certain materials would be present if you would imagine this as being able to engage with brain chemistry and to investigate using the user's perceptual bias in the world to make informed investigative discoveries. That's what you know from the exterior analysis.
Okay. And the balls?
So that wasn't in the initial. So you got the child's toy, the prosthetic, the ring, and those three. So you can put those balls in. Put the balls in.
I'll take note of everything, catalog the information she gave, and then immediately throw them balls on the platter.
Yeah, she says analyzing. Yeah, I don't actually have a handout ready for those balls, but anyway. Do we have anything else we want to do in this moment? Adair's fine for the time being, so I think it's something to address soon, but
yeah,
we can progress.
Yeah.
Good.
I think like Barlow would have just sent like a readout of what he's discovered so far to the rest of the crew. But that's about it.
Cool. So you guys have some inexplicable materials readout. But yeah, so you share that data and you sort of broadcast them. And Carmela sleeps, and a day passes, 24 hours. Jorans makes his rounds, checks in on Adair, seems to care for him, make sure he's okay. But you guys proceed, and boom, it's a day later, and you're at the outset of the sort of the entrance, if you will, to the asteroid field that was talked about. And Rosebud has piped in and said, optimal course plotted. Autopilot engaged. Yeah, and so you guys proceed through.
Guys,
No, we're not.
guys,
No, we're not doing that.
We gotta swap the we gotta swap the brains. It's the only way.
I just imagine Jordan's in a small child body, like smoking a cigarette, and you hear wails from his
Watching a softcore porn.
Softcore porn.
No.
He's in a wife beater trying to look really tough, but he's just like an 11-year-old.
He's like the smallest, meanest looking urchin.
Oh god.
I need this.
Oh, well, I don't know. You don't know anything about the two balls right now because I can't find my damn notes on it. But
It's all right.
it's okay at the moment. So yeah, she's gonna pilot. Rosebud's gonna pilot you through. And yeah, I need you to make me. I need you, or if you want it to be Carmela, you can. I need some sort of skill check here. Like whoever's driving. Who's driving right now?
Is Carmelo asleep?
No, it's been a day. She's rested and is back at her post. So
Yeah,
you can have her do it.
Let's get Carmela to drive because that's what we paid her
Yeah.
for.
I mean, I can do it. Guys.
You're not allowed.
You've been banned from the captain's chair.
Atlas has painted like a bright yellow circle around the controls, and it says no Varlo allowed.
Allowed. Okay, so Carmela, can someone roll for her? This is not it.
I'll do it. I'm
Selfie.
buddy with her.
Did you guys see that?
I cannot see.
I can't see anything.
I see nothing.
Good. That's fine. I'm just trying to figure out what the role is.
I have a
Good, I
character
blinded
sheet
you
for
all.
her.
Excellent. Do we have a
Yeah.
character sheet?
It's
Holy
in there,
shit, we
yeah.
do.
So roll me a 2d6 plus 2, somebody.
Okay. Does she have it on her sheet? Oh no, that's just for stuff. Okay, here we go.
That's all you,
2d6 plus
Sophie.
2.
So it's an 8. Modified, so I gotta do some modifiers here.
Oh snap!
You guys are in a frigate class ship, so that goes up by plus 2. Remember that? That's
Oh, she's a roll
10.
skill button.
Yes, that would have
Oh,
been
okay.
the same roll. It's a plus 2.
Plus
so-
Rosebud, maybe resistance because she did that reading beforehand.
No, it doesn't apply.
Is the plus 2 for the rudders we have?
Nope.
It's just our ship class, I think.
It's ship class because
Gotcha.
you're a frigate
Gotcha.
class ship.
She drives us into the gas giant. We never heard from any of us again.
Yep. Adair like warps out into like somewhere else, and he's somewhere else's problem now.
He just ports back to the.
There
to
goes
his
my
home.
XP that I wanted.
Yeah.
Every time he porps, I just imagine like the Goku instant transmission pop noise from Team 4 Star.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hope that was us.
Cool.
And not the stealth ship following us.
So, yeah, you guys enter in, and it's rough flying. Like the ship is taking unlikely routes. You guys obviously don't feel like gravity jostling you, like in terms of like the ship going, but you're constantly, like, if you're looking at the viewing screen, the view display shifts very suddenly, and there's a lot of just rumbling as like small things that aren't going to hurt you pelt the ship and sort of make it rumble. So it's just like uncomfortable travel. And this is going to last for a day or some portion of the day, like 6 or 8 hours, basically, as you get through this massive asteroid belt. Yeah. Do you guys do anything in the interim? Yes, I have to figure out Zen balls and whatnot, but like, do you want to do anything else? Any conversations? Anything like that? Cool.
Did
Go ahead.
we fix the comms yet? Yes or no?
Varlo hasn't rolled on it yet. I've got to roll.
Okay.
Give me a
So that's
Maybe that's what I
the
do.
thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's it. Can I assist you since I have no? I don't have fix. I have program. Never mind. I'm done.
I'm gonna
You
use
need
my
to-
thing that lets me re-roll the thing.
Okay,
Alright.
once per day,
Uh-oh.
basically. Once
Yeah.
per scene or day.
Scene, I believe.
I think it's seen. Could be day.
Yeah, see, sounds like scene. Go ahead, roll again.
Because that's not.
That's pretty bad.
That's the
I like that
second
you
to
feel that.
Okay, there we go.
That's better.
There it is.
That's better.
What does it look like when you connect things incorrectly and you get like some strange Italian opera playing through the intercom for a little while?
I think there's like a moment where Varlo is kind of like the rumbling from all of the stuff hitting the hull of the ship is really distracting him. So he's plugging one thing into another, and then his hands just tremble violently, and he jumps, thinking that this is the one that's gonna kill him. This is the end. Like he's a ball of nerves this whole time. And in his jumping, he kind of puts it into the wrong port. It connects. He gets shocked, and all of a sudden, like the music is also playing through him. Like he opens his mouth, and it's like that Lilo and Stitch moment where it's just the Elvis is playing through his teeth.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and
Your
he
teeth
just pulls it.
vibrate in a C flat minor or something like that. Like you begin projecting it. It's unpleasant. You're deafened for like an hour or two, or just like your ears are only like vibrating at this certain frequency that is Italian opera, like a nice aria.
Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah, you fix it afterwards. It's fine. You get a replacement part and you realize just connect these two ends and that's all I needed to be done. Cool. So yeah. Rosebud got you through just fine. You do see sensor readouts and sort of a visual display, like more like created what it looks like out there, and you can see that you're taking a path where there's lots of smaller debris, and you can see the debris is asteroids, a lot of dust, space dust, but also like composite materials that would be at least presumably human or some sort of sentient race built. Like you can see often not like the distance, it's probably like hundreds of thousands of kilometers, but it's relatively close to you. You can see like a hulking mass of spaceship debris that's smashed there. Elsewhere, you can see signatures that point out like that ships have broken apart here, or that whatever broke this apart also broke apart an installation of some sort in the past. Like it is a mess, and and that's why it's hard to navigate, because like it's not just like it's all like carbon rock that you're navigating. Like it's different things that react differently as the ship approaches. Some magnetic, some not. It's a mess out here. But definitely like the remnants of habitated ships or stations or something. And you make it through. I need another roll. Someone for Carmilla. Selfie, you can do it again, or someone else can.
I can do it. Someone else wants to roll. All right,
Go for it.
It's all you, man.
She's my buddy. Is she proficient in this role?
It's just 2d6 plus 2 that accounts for her proficiency. She wouldn't be able to roll the plus 2 without
Boom.
proficiency.
Double sixes.
Boom.
Oh, again.
Cool.
What the hell? Alright.
That's
All right.
pretty good.
Cool. Checking. Yep. Nope. You guys are fine. So you proceed, and you actually get a beacon, and you make your way towards the moon orbiting the planet Iphicus, which is where the Briggs University installation is. Another day passes. Adair is still unconscious. I think induced sedation. You don't have an idea yet about what to do about him, because until I pull up the freaking notes I took, I won't know either about what you can do with the good idea that you had. So I'll do that in our break. But yeah. So you approach. You get landing permissions. Basic ones. It's not like there's a guard, a fighter guard. You do see the indication of on this barren moon, and then eventually an actual image of it as you sort of enter into orbit around this planet and look to circle into this moon. And you go into dock at this Briggs University. Is it the university? Is it just a research lab? Like, what are they? And let me pull up the image of it. So it is, this is just a link. If you would like to copy and paste this in, Kevin.
Yeah.
That, already, that. Boom. Sorry. As you circle in, that is what you see. A massive installation with an orbiting cylindrical ring that circles the main compound. Clearly some advanced space station of some sort on this moon. And as you approach the moon orbiting Ithacus, it is a mountainous but utterly barren moon. Nothing lives here. It's totally placed here. The planet itself of Ithacus looms large. The moon is very close to this planet itself, and it looms large before you as you sort of begin docking procedures, and the Vanderhorn starts to go into a bay as this broad circular thing is just rotating slowly around you to simulate gravity. There's cold, hard rock and harsh, unfiltered solar rays sort of just is all you see outside of this installation. And above you, this big planet, the patron of this moon, looms large overhead. The planet seems, or the moon seems to constantly face it very close. You can see the line that is between night and day on the planet itself. The surface is wreathed in billowing clouds. Even this close, you can see broad storm systems and fronts moving massive amounts of moisture in terms of clouds around. And occasionally, but rarely, do you see breaks where the sun shines down and you see beneath what looks like a teal sea. That is the ocean on the planet Ithacus. But those breaks are rare in the cloud-covered planet. And at some point, the visual display is obscured by the station you're entering as you enter Briggs University. And I guess we should pause there,
Yeah.
right?
If it's a good time, then yeah. Cool.
I think so.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, my viewers, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.